Streaming services. We use them every day, and sometimes all day, if you're a loser like me. With so many options at your sweet little fingertips, how do you know which one is right for you? Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, Paramount Plus, Peacock, Starz, Cinemax, Quibi, Crackle. Which one do I choose? What if I told you there was a streaming service that has everything you could ever want? Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, it's not, and you've come to the right place. This premium streaming service has everything you could ever need. Action, thrillers, horror, scary puppets, boobs, more boobs, stoner movies with puppets, stoner movies with boobs, and no budget anywhere to be found. For only $7.99 a month, you can gain access to hundreds of movies that'll either make you really confused or... No, you're just gonna be confused. You're gonna be really confused. The streaming service we're going to be talking about today is one I doubt you've heard of, and it's called Full Moon Features. Don't ask me how I found this. I must have been blacked out, hammering my keyboard with my elbows, and stumbled on this by accident. The homepage of Full Moon Features gives that first impression of, I probably shouldn't put my credit card anywhere in this site unless I want my identity stolen. So I went ahead and signed up, and I was greeted with a homepage with movie titles and cover art that screamed, I made this movie for $100 with my friends, and I'm too embarrassed to show my parents. The Horrible Dr. Bones, Adventures in Tinseltown starring Bono, The Search for Wang Wang. The Search for Wang Wang is a documentary about the best movie ever made. It was called For Your Height Only, and it was basically just about a 3-foot-tall James Bond.
Face it, there is no one as compelling or as big in the world of Secret Service agents as 00, with always a trick up his sleeve. Nobody does it more conventionally.
They don't have the actual movie on here, which kind of blows, because that would be pretty cool. But they do have A Virgin for Saint Tropez. A Virgin for Saint Tropez is this bizarre movie where the description of the movie feels exactly the same way as when you watch the movie. It's just one thing after another. Annie, a beautiful young woman, lives in Saint Tropez, France. On a trip to the seaside resort, American writer Mark Redley meets the girl and is enchanted. He writes books on female behavior and freedom. He invites her to accompany him on a trip to Rio de Janeiro. Annie accepts and falls in love with the city. However, she is still a girl traumatized by sexual abuse suffered in her childhood. It's a pretty big however. The movie follows this weird French couple, I don't even remember their names, and in the first 10 minutes, it's just them walking around. It makes zero fucking sense. In the first 10 minutes, they walk to lunch, then they take a walk to a bench, and he explains how he stole olives from the restaurant. What a heartthrob. Then they walk over to someone's backyard where they sit in these weird white chairs before a security guard kicks them out and gives the acting performance of his career. The tone of this movie is really, really weird. It's just odd. It's hard to explain. They're just walking around town having little chats everywhere, but they seem like they're in love. Then they walk to a payphone, and this movie does a 180, and all of a sudden you are very uncomfortable.
She's a beauty. Yes, a teenager. You don't have to worry. All right. And another thing. Listen.
What the hell was that? Did this just become a movie about something really, really terrible? It's fine if they want to go in that direction and make a movie about something more serious, but they kept the same upbeat music as if they're still in love. It's really off-putting.
But there's nobody there.
That's all right. There's just you and I. It's our night.
But he might be trafficking her. After they're done chatting in every possible location in this town, he takes her to this honeymoon suite thing because he thinks he's going to get lucky. Well, she refuses sex, so what does he do? He gets her drunk, and she concedes, which is truly, truly terrible and very uncomfortable to watch. It's okay, though. The soundtrack says they're still in love. There's nothing to worry about.
You must remember now. We have a place, all ours.
Still not creeping you out yet? Well, Get ready. They added the old M. Night Shyamalan twist, and he had sex with her in front of a one-way mirror with an audience on the other side. And then, as if it's not weird enough, when the audience on the other side of the glass has to get kicked out because it got shut down because they're doing something terrible, they play this silly, whimsical music.
Reasons beyond my control, our party has to come to a conclusion.
Oh, dang it, would you look at that? Our Tuesday night is ruined. I don't have work tomorrow. I was going to invade some poor girl's privacy. It was going to be a great night. Oh, well, call the babysitter. We're getting home early tonight, I guess. If you can take away one valuable piece of information from this video, it would be do not watch A Virgin for St. Tropez. It's extremely boring, it's extremely creepy, and it's very uncomfortable. But you know what isn't? Murder Cycle. Murder Cycle is the shit. This movie is a complete ripoff of Predator, except the Predator is confined to a motorcycle like some sort of extraterrestrial wheelchair. This movie rules. He's got lasers, he's got thermal vision, he can go invisible, but most of the time he just runs people over, and it's awesome. Some alien meteor crash landed near Area 51 because that's the only place alien things happen, and some kid on a dirt bike approached the alien meteor. Then the top of the meteor shoots off and something wraps around the guy's face and he starts transforming. I think they got their rip-offs confused for a second there, but the army is tasked for hunting down this biker from hell, and they unironically chase this guy on a motorcycle the whole movie. Most of the time, he just rides back and forth, bullets ricocheting off him before he runs somebody over. It's amazing. Unfortunately, Murder Cycle is an outlier, and these movies are few and far between. The more you watch movies on this service, the more you realize that 90% of these movies are just softcore porn with the most basic plots that are intended to just drag the movie out for an hour and a half. I'm actually embarrassed how long it took me to come to this fairly obvious realization, considering how completely ridiculous some of these movie titles are. Bikini Hotel, Bikini Traffic School, Girl from Bikini, and it's an acronym which is clever. It stands for Bureau of International Knowledge in Non-Standard Investigations.
Now you're sleeping.
No, you just punched me in the face. Let's see what else we have on here. We got Taboo Planet, Petticoat Planet, Escape from Pleasure Planet, High Noon on Makeout Planet, Indecent Affairs of a Housewife. Seems a bit out of place. Bikini Frankenstein, Bikini Airways, Bikini A Go-Go, Bikini Royale, whoop, and Spooky Town. Let's talk about Spooky Town. These kids' parents get stuck in a spooky town.
Sometimes people find their way in by accident and they never come back.
So, what are you saying, that our parents were swallowed up by a ghost town?
Maybe.
So you're telling me that if I drive my car that way, I'll enter a town that's responsible for swallowing my parents, that's also stuck in the year 1882? Maybe. There's boobs everywhere in just about every movie on the streaming service, except Spooky Town. But the streaming service as a whole has an even bigger obsession with puppets. They dedicate a whole section on their website to movies with puppets in them. I don't know. I don't know why. Let's start off with Ooga Booga. Ooga Booga is basically a Darman full-length feature film with this puppet as the star of the movie. Okay, we're going to switch gears. We're going to save that one for another time. I need to do a whole video on that. You know what I don't need to do a whole video on, though? Barbie and Kendra Save the Tiger King. Barbie and Kendra Save the Tiger King is by far the stupidest and most confusing movie on this platform. It's hard to find a place to start when describing this movie, but I'm gonna try my best. The movie starts with a girl named Barbie surrounded by zombies, and to get out of that tough situation, she throws a pack of toilet paper into the air.
Oh, yeah!
Which is the most normal thing about this whole movie. Barbie and Kendra are besties.
OMG!
Your hair is totally cute.
OMG, thank you. Physically safe high five! Kissing nubs!
My friends and I do the same thing. After this weird ass intro, they run into their living room and we just sort of watch them watch the Tiger King.
There is this guy, Joe Exotic. He is like this total hunk. Oh, he makes me want to purr.
Meowie.
Yeah, he's like this total Tiger King who is framed by this chick who who everybody thinks killed her husband.
Okay, so she's explaining the Joe Exotic story to her friend, and we are watching a movie about somebody poorly explaining the story of Joe Exotic. The stupidity does not stop there. They then watch an entire old movie within this movie that they dubbed over to create a Joe Exotic origin story, aired on the Big Pussy Network.
Are you excited?
It stinks.
Yeah, it don't stink.
I said I don't want to go. I hate that jungle.
This is your last trip, son.
Daddy, why don't Mama live with us? Huh?
Little Joe, you know she can't fly home since the big accident.
Is there a carbon monoxide leak in my house? What is going on? Why are we watching a movie about people watching a movie that has been dubbed over to create an origin story about the star of the documentary that they had nothing to do with? Why would anybody want to watch that? Seemed to be a very common feeling I felt when watching a lot of these movies. I'm not hating on independent directors or movie producers trying to make a movie on a literal dollar. It's hard to make a big budget movie. It's nearly impossible. I love a good bad movie. I mean, who am I kidding? Those are my favorite movies to watch. Most of the movies, though, are incredibly boring. Some of them are incredibly offensive and terrible. But every now and then you find a gem in there like Murder Cycle or Spooky Town or A Hard Ticket to Hawaii or Picasso Trigger or Kra the Sea Monster, which is about this Italian sea monster.
If you need to get to Naples, we ought to be able to find a flight for you.
Sorry, kids. We're not going to Italy.
Who am I kidding? I love these terrible, terrible movies. Before I end this video, I have a little bit of a channel update. I have some news for you guys, and I'm assuming if you're here until the end, you might care. So this is where I put it. I am moving. In case you haven't noticed, the background of my videos has been slowly emptying, and that is because me and my wife bought a house, and we will be moving probably as this video comes out. I'll put the house up on screen. It's nothing crazy, just our humble little abode. This means two things for you guys. One, you guys are going to get more content. I've seen the comments. I've seen all the comments asking for more regular uploads, and that is going to happen. I haven't been able to do it because I've been packing and meeting with realtors and doing all sorts of shit. I've been super busy with life stuff. It's been nuts. Also, I'm human, all right? Elden Ring came out, all right? Cut me some fucking slack. But once we get settled in the new house, you guys are going to have a regular stream of content you can rely on. And two, this will be the last time I will be in this room. The dark attic is no more. Obviously, moving my studio from this place to the next place is going to take a little bit of time, getting everything set up, getting all the internet set up and everything. So there might be a little bit of a lull between this video and the next one, but after that, I promise I'm going to do my best to keep a regular stream of content flowing. With all that said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. That's all I got. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.